the Lord and we lay ourselves. Then you say you want to step out and then you waste that time. Nobody can be for them to make it all the week. But when we tell people is not happy, it will never happen. The two things they are there for. When last people were there for making and say, Sanctuary people, don't know what more Sanctuary 1% and 1 will income. But they said that over there in fact their family people call it need home. And the person that need home and the person Sanctuary people say they want there. We implore our family because some people are happy. Because it is a time to be happy. It is no party time when the country is not better. It is every party time when the country is better. And we give this as a challenge to all of you people. 2029, we will become a part of the presidency. In every country, we agree. Bring him home. But by that same bill, they will have to order on the provision. I called you rescue. Do you think that really be able to rescue this country? We embellished. You know, when you are a sales representative, you are a sales person, you're selling a commodity or a product. Your job is to embellish. Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescue? An old man who belongs to the dustbin of our history, with a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer? No, we settled. We made a compromise on Obone Ratting. Did you think I knew, or did you think I mistook you for a rescuer? An old man who belongs to the dustbin of our history, with a cape youth, a man who cannot even operate a laptop computer? No, we settled. We made a compromise. We settled. We compromise, and we leave the man, and we're sympathetic to we in all Nigerians. And after we saw and counted you about and projected you as though you could rescue this country, we called you
one more freedom,
oh, yes, indeed. Another good day. Beamy, live and direct from the nation's capital. Another great day for you.
When they welcome me, they say they were freedom fighters.
Indeed,
When they welcome me, they
when the freedom fighters
say
have turned to excuse mission,
when they give, yeah.
when the freedom fighters have turned to abusers,
What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters.
human rights abusers,
What kind of people they so?
police brutality,
Freedom fighter, you raping our women. They are freedom.
they've turned to corruption, King Kong,
Killing our children.
stealings and stealing,
Freedom fighter, you
broad day stealing,
country.
robbery of the Liberian people,
Ayo, ayo,
bulldozing and demolishing,
ayo,
leaving citizens homeless in a very scourging economy.
ayo.
Difficult to turn,
Ayo.
businesses are running out,
Ayo.
others are taking their business to Sierra Leone and Guinea. When the markets are turning to hell, where people will sit for over 6
They
hours
say they were liberators.
before one sale is made.
They welcome me, they say they were liberators. But when they give their time,
The streets have turned to dump sites.
when they give their time, they change their mind. What kind of people they so?
With sewer water running all on the streets of Monrovia.
People they so. The freedom fighter, you raping our women.
Garbage littering.
Freedom fighter, you killing our children. Freedom fighter, you destroying our country. Ayo.
Police extorting
Ayo.
road users. The first time in the history. Without all the transportation folks protest, and we ask, why are you protesting?
Music.
They say the police, the freedom fighter have turned to extortionists. And this is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9, Liberia foremost informative breakfast platform. Yes, indeed. Pleasant good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Welcome to yet another brand new edition of the nation's breakfast platform. Just wherever you are on our voice this morning. Pleasant welcome. Welcome and good morning to our friends in the diaspora. Thanks for always joining us. There are too many things to talk about this morning. Lots of things happening in Liberia. And yes, today is Tuesday. Another great opportunity to engage on the issues. What's the menu? Today promises to be a very great conversation. We've heard too many things about citizens' disgruntlement. Say it has reached a point where the citizens can no longer hold, and they must speak up. They must speak. All of them have been since last night. No sleep for them. So at 9 o'clock is the conversation. But in the meantime, between time, what are the other issues? Citizen cries continue to tower across Liberia, not for the good reason, but for bad leadership decisions. The weekend we saw bulldozing in battery factory. Terrible footage, some of which we will show you. And yes, indeed. These plus other issues making the news in Liberia are all packed on the conversation. Freedom Money Rise. It's 7.9. My name is Abu, and of course, Higa is here. Higa, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Abu. Good morning to Liberians following us. From wheresoever you're following us, it's good to be back here this morning on the Tuesday's edition of the program, the Freedom Morning Rise. We are back here to continue with the Liberian people's job. And yes, it's because of you all that we are here. I'm seeing a video here where a group of women have gone to the president's residence. And as we speak, I don't know what this video is something I'm seeing 12 hours
live.
It's 12 hours ago. Yes, but the mothers are at the home of the president. In fact, they've blocked the main entrance leading to the president's home. And for what? We don't know. We are yet to have an insight of what it is, but we are seeing video. But the commentator behind that video is telling us apparently the women have gone there out of a certain kind of assistance or something.
They look like they crusader for peace women.
Okay.
Women that can be
yes, but I'm seeing them in white, and of course yes. But we've not gotten a clear understanding of what it is. Yes, we will want to do so from any of our media colleagues who were
assuming they are troubled by all of the negative reports about the government and the way things are going on in the country, the hardship and all of that. So probably they have gone
to engage him and talk to him,
claim the president's attention, because the president is in a cycle, very dangerous cycle, and he seemed very disconnected from the realities. It seems, because when the people are venting their frustrations and then the government is downplaying them and responding in forms and manner that are tantamount to leading the people to a form of uprising. So women,
I'm even seeing one of the women speaking in a very angry tone. I'm seeing this white shirt she's wearing. It's an arbitrary shirt. I'm seeing somebody's picture is before this. This is a very long video, as a matter of fact. It's an hour 21 minutes. So maybe. From what we were actually thinking that these women are from the Crusader for Peace, but from what I'm hearing somebody shouting, "This Papa is wicked." I'm hearing. I hope I can get this video from the
so
top.
I do just take a small time and
yeah. So let's do so.
I'm black the road. I can remove it, go to the dungeon man. No, I'm not. So what the woman really want Joseph Boagai?
Since the morning, you get woman small things.
So the president to the past on the other side in account. What they want raise?
People want money, food. They can't over president or like prayer people.
Yeah. So all of you, for those in the vicinity of the president, I believe by now you might have gotten some.
So I want to spend more time to listen to something on this video.
But the news is that about 12 hours ago, there were a group of, I don't know, it's fair to say, protesting Liberian murders or because they block the street. So I mean, impeding free movement. So it's a form of protest. So, and that was taken to the residence of the president of the republic, Mr. Joseph Newman Boakai. I think the best assumption could be that people are troubled by the trend of events in the country and the apparent insensitivity coming from the leadership of the country. Now recognizing the troubles that are hovering, and a lot of things we're hearing. They're going after these people. They're breaking homes. There's a scatter agenda, right? The next moment you hear the folks, oh, we are going in the interior, going for the illicit minors. We're going to do this, and then the next moment we're going for sackless. So you're taking actions and you're not replacing them with any kind of alternative means to ensure that calm remains in our community. So a lot of the communities are on red alerts right now. A lot of the sectors are on red alerts. Those Yana boys are angry. They're there, and the pimping riders are there. The commercial drivers also crying and complaining every other day about police intimidation and extortions are also on red alert. So all of these things. So the anger level, I don't know whether the government pays attention to these, but anyway, this is a government who cares about praises, and that's why you see officials of government that are supposed to be taking action on the feedbacks, right? The feedbacks that comes from the communities have said no. They're ignoring the feedbacks. What are they electing to do? Establish a platform to, according to them, speak for themselves. So it's a kind of challenge. So while the people say one thing, the government folks are in denial. They say that lie. See, if you're lying, we're going to talk for ourselves. So this is not a responsible government that listens to its people, no matter what the voices are, right? Listen to them and filter through and make responses that are able to ensure calm. But it is a tit for tat kind of situation when the citizen say, "Oh, the government not treating us fair." The government officials say, "Allah, we're treating you fair." So that's the kind of environment we have, right? When the citizen complain, "Oh, police brutality," right? Class reloaded people go, "Oh, Allah, there's no class, there is no police brutality. Everything calm. The police and the citizen are friendly, right?" Whilst citizens are going with bruises, with blood, and running down their face with injuries from police brutality. But class will be they're saying that when citizens are going to bear hunger, they say, "Oh, the markets are difficult, things are hard." Class will say, "Oh no, it's a lie from the government. We believe things are okay. Everybody can afford, everybody eating 3 times a day." So this is the kind of scenario we have in Liberia, folks. That is what your rescue government has brought. But anyway, today is Tuesday and we're paying $4,000 like yesterday. And basically, all you have to do is grab your mobile money phone and make sure you have at least $100 Liberian or more, right? And that's *799 *11 hash, *799 *11 hash, right? The more you play, the better your chances are to win. And when you have already dialed that code, then the option will come where you have to select it will come like a dashboard, right? And then you have to select the number of times you want to play. And some of you can always make mistake when you write number in that box. When you write 20, you write 40. You think you're playing one time, but that is an instruction that you are playing 20 times, or you are playing the game 40 times. You're entering the draw 40 times. So when you do that, and then you see the deduction from your wallet, and then you be complaining, "Oh, I only play one time, but they take this amount," right? No, each number you put there go for $100. So if you put 40, then you times 100 by 40, that what will be deducted from your wallet. So you have to be aware while playing. If you know that only 100 that you want to use from your wallet, you play 1. If you want to use 200, you play 2, right? And this is how you go about it. So that's where we are. You are going to make us to do the draw depending on the number of times you play. 4,000 in this economy where everybody is crying. Anywhere you pass, people are complaining. The folks in government are complaining even more. Government functionaries are no longer working. There's a parallel system that we're operating with now. About 60 to 70% of the mainstream of government agencies are now working, are that functional. They will pretend they only go to work. Some of them cannot explain to you exactly what did they do from 8 o'clock in the morning to 5 p.m. as a government employee, right? From mid level coming down. That is how in some ministries when legislators go, the alternative souls are there only feed the office of the minister. So what happened with the rest of the place? They didn't get job. No, they're not working. Nothing going on. People just saying I'm waiting for more and to take salary. Something is wrong somewhere. Something is wrong. Is the agenda not a project that people got to be busy working around? It's a question that we have to ask the folks in government. But anyway, so what did you gather?
So they are with us. According to them, though they weren't specific. They weren't specific. But I'm told from the video, they've been benefiting, receiving something, I think, from the previous government, even Madam Salif.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so they've gone to express themselves with the president, and yes, but according to them, they are over.
Or the veteran,
it could be veteran, because the last time I can remember I can remember the last time some members of the veteran community called me. You know, they got a National Bureau of Veteran Affairs, and that bureau have been abandoned. According to what my insider from there told me, they've been abandoned. Nothing absolutely going towards that Veteran Affairs Bureau and all of that. So maybe their wives are somehow disenchanted, and this is it. And they said it been there since 7 last night. So this video was done around the night hour. So it's terrible. It's terrible that our mothers will be compared to go through these kind of things just to call on their government's attention. It's terrible. And the only thing I see the guys running around with, I feel it there, Brian, statement. All of these things, they are not looking at, they are not considering them. But this is
I got information on Philip Brown.
When I see men, I reported the 16. I see men used to report 16.
No, they lead 16 billion. But let's talk about the water and sewer. Something that morally always making noise about, because we're going to keep the Liberian people. You have that video?
Yes, I think I'll share.
I want us to put that video up and let's see. An executive of the ANC, you may want to say whatever, but former aspirant or candidate in Monserrado County, Madam Victoria Kukwe, at her home, right? After several times, the folks, I told you that this government is a lying government. Morali has always been lying. He say, oh, you not bring water in the town, he solved the water problem, right? Right, let me speak to Brother Dylan for it. So the woman did the video and open your palm. She was actually appreciating Brother Dylan. Say, oh, thank you for the. So open the palm, no water coming. The people lie about everything. They tell you, oh, we not bring water. When water come for 1 day, it will go for 2 weeks, 1 month. You will not see it. Right? This is the situation. You can't lie to govern the people. So for us, every time we take stock, so you watch the video for those of you watching. Water is so in the country. Why can't I bring water? Is it?
She saw the poem, probably going to appreciate.
Yeah.
Maybe the poem, no, the poem. She said, "Hey, mo, I didn't."
Every bucket
will drive with the pit. I come here, wash my hand. What did I hear? Yo, you know there you go. Yeah.
Okay, so that is that. For those of you who maybe are not connected to the water line and you hear these things and then you're in a community, you say, "Oh, the government."
Let's
say,
take it. The audio we had. Only the audio. Sorry about that. We had. Only. Yes, there was an error in this.
"Oh, the video
I
don't
have
go."
to share on screen.
Oh,
Yes,
okay,
this is
okay.
where we
All right. So, folks, we got to do it over again. When we finish, I got two. Okay. So it's up to you. Those in the diaspora who they put under the illusion that they have provided water, there's carbon water here, and sometimes they include this is coming from the community. We don't want to be the one talking them, and then you're just hearing audio conversations, and you always so
and Abu, just quickly, this video proved to you that there was an existing, or this pump is an already existing pump that was there even before the inception of maybe even the WIA's government or the Bakai administration. So this pump has been there existing, but to maintain it and ensure that water is provided to the people is a challenge. With all of these things, Mo Ali say he now built 250,000 water pump in Bapolo County.
okay, so that is it. So I'm saying, you notice that this is a drowning government. The government is failing. And let me tell you how you notice before we go to our main conversation. Liberian, be wise. You see, know whether the government is doing well for yourself. Don't rely on me. Don't rely on Ohiga. Basically, your life should tell you, should give you clue as to whether the government is doing well or not. What you see in the community, the transformations you feel should speak for you. Don't wait for anybody to say they are authority. Go at those days where few group of people will use the people, right, for their selfish benefit. And at particular interval, they will come out and say, "Oh," and start to heap praises on the government, right? Behind closed doors, they're having conversations and collecting kickbacks while you're in a community and you don't know, and you see them as opposition. You say, "Oh, but this person say this also," and no, the government when they begin, they started very arrogantly, right, and were rude to everybody. So of late, sources have told us, right, that the government has been making frantic PR scraps and reaching out. Some of the people they've reached out to are civil society actors, former political and party people, right? Former officials of government. So you see them come around, and of course, media people, quote unquote, media veterans. And Philibert Brown is one of them. And I challenge him. I'm saying this morning. Philibert has a school project that he has been on. We don't know his actual source of income, but he has been constructing this gigantic international school project he has been on. And government after government, everybody got to pay towards it and all that. Yes, we know that their records are there, their histories are clear. And they will lash at government. They will come. What they will do basically, right? They will come with some defaming reportage, right? Yeah. And then it will compel you. So because the society has always believed in them or followed them. So when they do these things, the society take onto them, and then the government is brought down to our knees. We all got to be radical and speak truth to power and change this country. For so long, Labrador has stayed in this dungeon of backwardness, and people just doing hangy-pangy and all that and serving their personal aggrandizement. Philibert Brown is one such. So don't be surprised. Go 6 months ago when the government just came and review Philibert Brown posting his comments about national issues. And see, just 1 week ago, because the conversation I'm told happened about a week or two ago with Philibert. When that happened, the first move he made, right, was to go ELBC. He went to LBS that Sunday. So he's going to talk football. I know someone sports something he ambassador for or whatever. He went, they made some commitment to that group, blah, blah, blah. He started pressing LBS. All of these transformations that have been happening, that today Philibert sees, and one day he had to go there. The next place he went and started talking about before the VP office was somewhere, was the NTA. Imagine the very NTA that promised this government that they were bringing in 300 brand new buses and fail on that. Philibert, as a member of the Fourth Estate and a veteran, right, does not recognize the deception and the lies coming from that entity, and it's not investigating on why or revealing to the Liberian people what happened along the line. The government, this entity of the government, announced a big project, and all of a sudden it dies down, right? Investigative journalists will be moving in there to what? Uncovering the hidden facts around why the Ayalolo Bosse thing failed. No, he leaves that. Goes there instead of bringing in the 300 buses, we saw 3 pieces of Ayalolo buses. In fact, Ashoke Land buses, right?
They spent 1 week.
1 week later, we stopped seeing them. Where have they gone to? No, Philibert went there. He started heaping praises. He said they put on pin the NTA fence, and the people now put ticket. This time they can do ticket, all kind of nonsense. That right does not impact the people. They will say, "Oh, student will be paying $15, this, that." He said instead of the $50, I don't know how much NTA used to charge people before. The next move, he done ignoring all of the shitty arrangement with the yellow machine. The man John Kulu. He said he praising Jeremiah Kun for the yellow machine.
After the guys
Philibert Brown is not questioning, it's not asking Jeremiah Kun about the procurement procedure in accordance with the law. So you see where money has exchanged here. Well, I'm getting some bubbles. I don't know what is happening. Right? So Philibert, as an independent journalist, is not inquiring to know, right, the procurement issues. Why was there the change from a whooping 80+ million to 22 million? How did we get there? In fact, it was even from a free friendship arrangement to 83 million, and then we are coming to 22. What are the interests? What caused that? You reveal that, then you talk to us. Oh yeah, the man has played magic. Okay, the law requires that PPCC should handle or should confirm government procurement processes. Are we abiding? Did we? And if we did not, why is it from the get-go the very vice president and his committee did not follow suit? What are the processes? Philibert is not questioning any of it because Philibert has held a meeting with the regime. And the regime has told him clearly that they need him for PR. I challenge Philibert Brown to deny this. Philibert have told friends in very close cycle that look, his school is there. Do you know how many gallon of fuel are burning on my school? I need to complete that school that my life investment. So Liberians, don't be deceived. They have the right to their opinion, right? They can write their opinion, but you ought to know it for yourself. Why are people sounding the way they are sounding? The next person is Lofa Kante Deskrefo, defeated lawmaker Mariam Fofana, right? Which, Mariam Fofana has been a unity partisan for ages. And she's always made her way. Ellen then used to be there and stuff, but it is apparent that she's a very selfish woman. She wants it all for herself. And that is why her own people in District 4 rejected her. Her own chief of office staff rejected her. 2023. Her chief of office staff, Musa Bien Kole, rejected her. Said, no, this is not a mark of a servant leader. Selfish, self-seeking, and everything is about her. Once her interest is aligned, she's good, she go for it. She does not make decision on the basis of the community or the people. No, absolutely not. Evident by the people of Kwadu Buni. So 2023 came, but even before that, there has been other people like Sekou Kole from the port that have been very, very instrumental in that district for the Unity Party. Madam Sally and other stakeholders made a compromise that, oh, Sekou, you know, that your sister, blah, 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 they carry her, 2023, we'll rally with you, you will go. The moment the woman got it, right, she breached the term of that agreement for her personal interest. In fact, she started plotting. That's how Musa, her COS, left her. So you ought to understand people's history and why they take certain decisions. It's not for you. With everything you going on, you are going through today in this country. When you enter the market, Mariam Fofana can be there to tell you what you going, and you know what going on with you, right? For people of this kind of checker record to come and be, and you know, more voices to tell you, and the way to do it for them, for her, she has to castigate, disdain, right? The CDC that rescued her at a time where she was drowning, begging on her belly, right? For political consideration. And just retrospect a little bit on comments she made against Brakai. Joseph Brakai. The one she said in Madingo Pa, oh, it's dangerous. Just to have CDC carry her in. So that glory finished. So now she's looking for new glory. Then she jumped now. No. So there are some people they like to be on the top side of life. So glory seekers turning to be moral voices to explain to Liberians what is good and what is bad. Don't listen to them. They stand no moral ground. Their history does not define anything like this. But you see the drowning government running with them today. So the government is using people who have got terrible history as validator of their performance. And you know, it rings a bell. The government have to go for Mariam Fofana voice or recording to use it to make a case that they are good. The government is not showing, you know, their tangibles to convince Liberians. The government is using Philibert Brown right out to convince Liberians that they are doing good.
That's what
so which one are you supposed to do? You're supposed to be, you have been in office for over a year, 1 year, 6 months, right? You're supposed to be what? Basically, revealing your tangible deliverables, convincing Liberians. But no, you're waiting for Mariam Fofana to call on Radio Wologisi. Then you cut that clip, you bring it in time, you say, NLC, government doing well. Then you wait for Philibert Brown to do post. Then you take the posting, NLC. Look at the evidence of the rescue government on progress or development. Is this the change? Look at the mediocrity, the small-mindedness. Look at the stupidity that you wait a whole government with an agenda, well-written agenda, says to evaluate that agenda, they got to wait for Mariam Fofana to call on radio show. Then they call it and say, oh, let our evidence here that we not transform Liberia. Then wait for Philibert Brown to rest something because Philibert won't complete a school. Government start to gain some money. I've already told you I challenge him.
For your man Costa to speak.
No, let's lead out of let's lead out of morally banger and stuff. So, but this is it. This is where we are. I don't know what you have to say. So you don't mind them. These are hustlers. They hustle on this country. Why? 1 minute, my brother. I mean, pretty much tell me if you see the investment that Philibert is doing, what's the source of income? How? These are the means by which they have gotten it, and that's how they judge young people like us.
He has always been used by the
because that's what they've been doing.
He has always been used by this so-called rescued mission. Even during their days in opposition, he was one of the key propagandists for them. They use everything. They use him. They did everything through him to bring the government down. But we are being a man of unifier. He still open arms with this very same guy and all of that. But Abu, when you sit sometimes, you sit and see where our country is heading, then you tend to think that this country got a very long way in facing challenges that we are currently facing. The fact is, people who should take the lead in ensuring that transformation starts in our country, these people are not interested in it. Those very people, look at what happened to the guy from Bombay County, Sando Johnson. Sando had to go on the radio, blast the opposition, insult them, threaten that he will cause anybody who caused the president, so the president called him and gave him job. People have to go and write in favor of the government, insulting the opposition, so they can rekindle, or they can build a relationship with the government and them. So basically, if you look at things, the bishops are using the minds of the smaller or the common citizens to continuously be into state resources, continuously benefit from state wealth and all of that. So the government, I was passing through the Johnsonville in Abu. It will shock you to know there's a place that they call it Tea Church. They got a junction. They got a junction when you're going from the Bandersville market, the Jairus market, to Johnsonville. They got a junction there called, I think, the Tea Church. If you look right to the Tea Church, the junction, you will see a sample. And the government is telling us on that sample rehabilitation of, I think, 70 kilometers of road from Jairus market to Johnsonville. Yeah. So then yesterday I asked myself, I said, which kind of rehabilitation we talking about here? And then my mind run to Abu. You remember, I think some few weeks ago or a month ago, I came here and told you that the guys who were working on the road were doing the final, they were doing the final layer for the road. So the government is not telling us the new projects that they've started. No, but they are telling us when projects are started under previous administration, when it is continuing, when these contractors are accomplishing their commitment, implementing their commitment, finalizing their commitment agreement signed with the previous administration, then our men Jackie, they see that way. All these things, but
the understand librarians have understand that trick in not selling. They try stealing.
So what they're doing now is,
and we told the people, anytime you see them say project,
they are using the minds of the people.
So they go for Philip Bear.
The last
they see Philip Bear at Lala about 16 billion. At the end of the day,
last evening I had to bump into what you call it. I had to bump into their class reloaded, and I was listening to the public works minister. And he recognized that many of the rules, if not some of the rules in the southeast, were rules and agreements that were signed, that conversation started under the previous administration. Contracts awarded, and they only needed to amend these contracts and maybe review them for the implementation.
Basically, you know what they did, right? They only grab these contracts and they try with the RRA to initiate tweaks, something just to have them say that, and we play our own part, basically. But the contracts were already, and the contractor will always be obliged to the government terms. But it makes no material difference to the fact that these are initiatives that all BWACA has to do is to provide supervision over. But the attempt to deceive our people when our people are suffering, hungry, and complaining every day is devilish, right? And to have people like Philip Brown and only being useful to Liberia at a time where they have to use devilish attempts for their own personal benefit to deceive the country and keep the country backwards and people hungry, starving. Look at the reports. Yesterday, I was reading reports about hunger. I'm reading reports about poverty in Liberia. I'm reading authentic reports about rapes in the country. and this is happening, and somebody think you need a Philibert Brown to go and write on Facebook and say about a clandestine deal.
You need Mariam Fofana to
A
go and
deal.
write on Facebook.
Look at the yellow machine deal. It's a national disgrace. And Philibert tells us that he commend the vice president for doing what? Even when the vice president came in to make it better, he make it worse. Right? I mean, it's about the way you do it. I challenge Philibert to come and sit there and tell me, say, oh, the way the vice president do it is commendable. It's not. It's thievery. They're stealing. So to sell it, they need him. So they're using what kind of repetition he has, right? They're using that to make a case because the government has lost face. This government has lost face. It has no face with the people. The people know this is a lying government. This is a criminal government. Philibert wants to complete his school. His American school, you can see him posting. But guess what? Philibert gets all this money from the government or government folks, government after government. At the end of the day, Hot Pepper newspaper. And that's why I want to commend Mr. Raw Emmanuel Kotu, right? On exposing the acts of bad labor practices by some media executives. And Hot Pepper is no exception, right? Emmanuel Kotu should go there and talk to our colleagues. They're suffering. So how this man entering deal with the government and lying to the people, right? Deceiving like when they are suffering, and his own employees. Look at the life of his employees. Look at them.
He's able to
They're
build
struggling.
schools, but his workers
He's paying a multi-million dollars international school while his workers have been there for 10, 15 years. Look at their lives. They're suffering. They're renting in $25 community house, $10 community house, right? They're riding Johnson Street buses to come to work. That the people that work for him, and he is telling the world that, oh, the country is okay. This is deceptive. It's a lie. If the country is okay, we must say the nation got to condemn these old criminals. The country have to condemn these old criminals. So we know, look, when you push us for us, we are the renaissance in the Liberian media. I hear not fitting anybody more. Oh yeah, I respect people a whole lot, but look, the values we stand for, the truths we stand for. If somebody think they can use that old school age, is it, oh, you know, I've been here ever since, you've been here ever since, and so what? How have your presence impacted the change that Liberia long yearned for? All the years you've been around the corridors of media, the investigation proved to only a single thing, right? The amalgamation of wealth for personal benefit. Not even the transformation of the life of those that have been laboring for you in the trenches, gathering the news that gets thwarted. That higher bidder mentality, your team will not know. Your team will come and sit down here, people jeopardize and come. You see the old man, yeah, the veteran old man protesting for their benefit, right? What is that? Sweepers are losing their jobs. Let's play the video from. Let Philibert Brown can tell us, say, the vice president in prison. This is the thing, and somebody go to the USA, go launch a bill for what? The world is watching. We come and play the thing that happening in Liberia. No civil engagement, no prior notice, short notice to poor people. Why you can notify the people to relocate? You want to be seen as doing something when in actuality you're doing nothing. All the homes you've broken down, all the streets you've cleared. What have you done there? Okay. Factory. Look at how the woman was here. Right? Human being, like that's somebody's mother, that's somebody's wife, that's somebody's sister, and above all, this is a Liberian woman. Mr. Bwaka said people were sending him video about the Southeast Road. When he lied, he got shame. He talked about why is Mr. Bwaka not showing this video that's happening to his citizens. Why Philibert is not posting this video about condition? Philibert is a member of the 4th Estate. He is supposed to be a veteran. Right? And somebody sit down and say they got to listen to a Mariam Fofana, who are people rejected, right? Because of her selfishness, because of her greediness, always wanting power for herself. And a Mariam Fofana who wine and dine, right? And sat over the CDC campaign money in Kwadu Boni and deny the people how to take decent brothers to move in there and engage our people, right? And a Mariam Fofana, right, has the audacity to open your mouth and tell us what is right and what is wrong. You sit down there, you've been rejected, you're a failure. You are a failure. Failures cannot come and tell us what is right. You fail. You had the opportunity, right? Other people who have done well, James Barney, you know how long his people has kept him and they elevated him because he has satisfactorily represented his people, and then they keep maintaining him, right? But you were rejected. 2017, when Ellen played the card, right? Some kind of way, you got that. When you're on your own now, go prove 2 times you've been there. Show all your record. Gising Collins slap you in the face and kick you, and you come tell us, right? Tell us about Kwadu Boni. Why they defeated you? Oh, they defeated you because of CDC or President Weah? When did he join the CDC? You won't be mixing issue with past. The past is done with. The Labour made a decision. The questions are about now. What are they doing with leadership? And they won't use people like you because you're looking for favor. You won't go back to Unity Party now, right? Just go back banner and beg the Pape and say, Pape, oh, sorry. And then the Pape will tell you everything he has to tell you. And then you can be like the wild mouth money expert, right? Wild mouth money expert. The man that know so much about money now that any money lesson he can just get it. In no time he has more than 7, 8, 10 money license. When people who have been in the industry, it doesn't that ring a bell to you? So if you hear people like that talking, we are, you know, why you be wasting your time on good for nothing people, right? When you hear me talking, you know, then you see, then you know, we are having organic conversations, independent conversations, right? But for them, you know how many attempts has been made to seduce us? So if you start listening to Philibert and Mariam Fofana, right, and the wild mouth money aspect, then there is no need for us to keep sacrificing, right? But we will not give up because a few, there are very decent librarians who mean well for the country, and of course they need a voice, and we will be there. We challenge the government. The government cannot do anything. The government is a weak government. It's a lazy government. This government is a failing government. All they know to do is steal. Sakila Nyimali is a classic example. Go to Internal Affairs and ask. The 4 Internal Affairs ministers are living top shiggy life. Shiggy bum bum.
Let's do joy and give money to somebody here quick. Star 799 star 11 hash 100 LD give you 4,000.
The old rebel can just collect all kind of BB, American buy liquor in the States.
Let's do a draw right here.
And go Royal Hotel.
Is that a coin?
Shiggy Bamba.
Star 799 star 11 hash. Let's give somebody 4,000 here. Somebody who play. Let's give them 4,006. Let's give somebody 4,000 right here this morning. Then yes, we'll move on to do another. Maybe we do frequent draw. Star 799 hash. Sorry, star 799 star 11 hash. You reply with the currency you want to play from, and then yes, how many times you want to play, and you move on. Good morning, Chief. How are you? Yes, I'm okay. You already called my name. This is Hagar, and of course, I'm here with Abu on the Freedom Morning Rise. So, did you play the cash giveaway this morning?
Yeah.
How many times you did so?
I played 9 times.
You played 9 times. So that is to say you used $900 Liberian dollars. right? You use 900.
Yeah.
Okay, so check up on your phone. I'm disbursing 4,000 to you now.
Okay. Thank you.
All right, you're welcome. Okay. So star 799 star 11 hash. We could do another one. Let's get just 3 persons to play. Then we'll do another one. We can do it maybe around 8:45, 8:50. We can do another draw.
So you saw the video. If you're in Radio Land, you listen to the stuff.
The audio coming from the video, you listen to it.
Yeah. What we can conclude from what happened over the weekend to the people of Battery Factory and other communities that have all equally experienced this. Under international law, this is forced eviction. And forced eviction is considered a grave human rights violation, a violation of human rights. So when we come here, we tell you that the government is violating human rights. These are the issues. Housing is a responsibility of the government to provide shelter for its citizens. And when the government, even in the implementation or execution of eminent domain, the law requires that the government provide compensations
And relocation as
and that is the reason why under the World Bank and other international organizations that provide development assistance, right? When in the case of rural, they always provide this resettlement action plan, right? Because understanding that there are human rights issues, if you intend to build a highway and there are people who have been residing along that line, as much as government has a record, they're moving all that development, but you have to resettle these people and move them satisfactorily. They move and give them time. They go and then you go and break all of the hostage. This is how responsible government operates.
That's what happened during Madam Salif regime.
Madam Salif time and George Weah time.
They needed to build several roads. My father's
even the Ganta road
from the border
Monrovia to Ganta.
The road from the main road to the border, my father's property was
because that World Bank.
That was it.
So that international standards, and they were being followed, and abided by. But it is this government since they came one morning to be seen as working. They take bulldozer, they go without any notice. People be sleeping, right? Some people mating, some people giving tete to their baby. Bulldozer, there be all the people saying this is cool, this is wickedness, and Philip got to tell you what is happening in your country. You think you need that? You have to condemn it. You have to pay less attention. How one man just wake up after every day you go to one other military grassroots, you know that PR and ring bell to you. You're not smart, eh?
And these are the very guys.
Somebody who have been in coma for long, but just wake up in a space of 2 weeks. Every other day you see him post about it, and so far one thing, the man does not see anything wrong since they have that conversation.
Even police brutality that is against international protocols, human rights protocols. Today, no, you can't talk about these things. When police dragging a lady in the street naked, that one I made news of Philip Bear. When the police sent people to the opposition CDC party headquarters, and we had more than 4, 5 to 6 hours of stalemate over there. It did not make news to Philip Bear Hot Pepper newspaper.
Let's say because I'm on a political party and something, but this one is about the people. The Liberian people that you want to believe you. Look at what they're going through. Since the weekend, Philip Bear read one line about what happened in that place. And it is equal to forced eviction. The government forcefully evicting the people there without any constructive conversation about relocation or resettlement. However, right, you can say, oh, that wetland, you can say, oh, that right of way, you can say that whatever. The law requires, international law requires you must have conversation with the people.
From what I've gathered is that somebody is claiming that entire property, I think around it is something acre of land.
Okay. Yes. And then you go to Johnsonville, EPA 2 last week were also there evicting people, right? These are human rights violations. Specifically, they violate the right to adequate housing. They also violate the right to security of the person. When you break the people whom you expose them to danger, and they're out there, and the president goes to bed feeling free, and you need a wild mouth money expert got to tell you, say, oh, the country, all right, you going through that thing. You need a wild mouth money expert to tell you that, right? They also violate the right to security of the person, the health of the person. What you're going to see happening now in no time, you're going to see the spread of communicable diseases among people. Food, water, work, education, freedom. There's the other video where you saw the students, they went to the school, they broke the school, the student walking, marching, putting their hands up like Soweto days in South Africa.
Yeah, in uniform. The government went there with bulldozers, breaking the children's school, the school building. They had to put their hand up, breaking their mind, their fire home. The police is on a black gas. Don't take gas, swamp. You see all swamp, man. The kindergarten, town. Put it down. And here, guys.
These are the reality that they want to have from you, and that's why they're going behind. Like I told you, you'll see a lot of them coming up. Some of them former lawmakers who ain't no more dragging, and you know, they will go for them. Oh, my man, here go talk. Get them something, get them 5K, start 5K. Want something, we'll get them. We'll put sand in their garage. We will be putting sand in their garage because we know they seen people there. As soon as you go, I'm telling you, as if I tell Philip to say what the government put on saying, and he and government put not have conversation, and they told him clearly, Papa, we need you in our corner. So send a poor Philip in their corner now that the way Philip doing unaware. So the government is feeling not addressing the core issues, but they prefer bribing people to lie and cover up for them. This is exactly how the government is proceeding, folks. So with regards to this thing, the last point we want to make is a statement from Mobile Molu, which I saw. I think it's important in regards to this very, very, very thing. I've not seen comments from anybody. Liberia society now, it's getting scary. You understand? Okay. So 14 hours ago, Stein condemns Boaka's bulldozer demolition campaign as a ruthless war on the poor, calls on communities to rise up in nonviolent resistance to stop the bulldozers. Right? I'm just going to read the first two paragraphs and see for the sake of time, and then open the phone lines and hear what you think about that. Right? Because clearly they're violating your human rights. The government should not be doing that. If you don't stand up, they will feel they're doing the right thing and they will keep doing it. Right? So the Solidarity and Trust for a New Day stand in collaboration with We the People movement fiercely condemns President Joseph Boaka's deafening silence as poor and vulnerable families across Liberia are violently uprooted from their homes through a ruthless land grab campaign disguised as development. Why We the People respect the fair application of the rule of law, we categorically reject the continued weaponization of the court system to unjustly evict struggling families, while properties of the rich and powerful, like George Kailando, Congo Town complex, remain untouched. This disgraceful pattern of protecting the privileged few while punishing the downtrodden is unacceptable. You see?
You're right.
And you can see George Kailando, but all around, even behind it, that shocker that used to go over the Brebe property and all that. But George Kailando owns standing. The men are rich men. But you go in a poor community, the old man is struggling with their grandchildren. Hey, Boaka, this is wickedness. Look at how the woman was treated. This is somebody's wife. This is somebody's mother. This is a Liberian citizen. And you're riding 1.2 million car this morning to come to work. You're watching the video, ignoring it. What is your sense of humanity? Where has it gone to? Folks. So, Higa, what you can add, and then we'll open the phone line and take calls while we're with our guests.
When you look at all of what is happening, you only understand that justice is not served based on what the law says. But justice under Boaka is served based on who they think you are associated with. based on who they think you are associated with. Yeah. So this is just like Bureau for you and I. A building that is in the right of way of the quote unquote overhead bridge is being avoided because of interest, and the government has gone breaking the common people homes, and the government is quote unquote taking people from what they call wetland, even though that is somewhere these people have been living for several number of years. And today, the common people who the government should even be seeking their interest. When you saw George Weah leaving from here to go and build housing units, not really that he wanted to bluff, but it is the duty and responsibility of every responsible government to ensure that its citizens are protected and provided better shelter. What has the Boakai's administration done? But the only thing the government can do to go and break down people's homes. You say that court gave a notice of eviction today, then you say you must implement it today. Where in the world that one can happen? Where in the world? The court can serve prior notice. They serve you evasion order. Let's say they serve you prior notice that between now to so and so time, you have to evade this place. This case was won, and this place is for this person. But only because people got money, they can go the same way now. The police can
somehow go
list
look
out.
A whole community, they say they want for me.
The police have started renting out these police patrol cars. So when you're having your wedding, you going bury, you're going for a program, you can go and rent the car lead your convoy. At the same way now, the police are sitting and people can just go and rent them. You get money, just go to Gregory. Then he will order people to get behind you. You go, anything you want to do, you do it because his interest has been sought. Where is our country heading? Where is our country heading? Imagine government going to demolish homes on over 80 acres of land. You know how many thousand, over 50,000 persons we're talking about. Like the government is happy to make homeless. Are these things now human interest stories that should be reported by people like Philip Bear Brown? Are these things that human interest stories?
Let me hold you there. So I wrote on Philip Bear's post. I said, we understand the meeting you had with the government of Liberia recently. You're working, Papi, and I put a laughing emoji. So there have been several reactions. So Mr. John Corley of the LMDR, John Corley came, he wrote, say, Abu, I don't get this at all. It is the government generally that has tried to steal from Liberia and themselves, and they are simply trying to reverse their plan to steal. Right? So he is saying the whole yellow machine thing, what my man Philip running away, that the government that wanted to steal from the Liberian people. Liberian people made noise, the government say, okay, we'll come in reverse it. So what is in there to celebrate? Well, let me go further. They are simply trying to reverse their plan to steal. I wonder why are people making it sound like some redemption drive? So why is Philip Bear making the yellow machine team to look like some kind of redemption that happening? Right?
It's part of it.
Redemption drive.
It's part of
Listen, this is another veteran media man. So Philip Bear, that the Bagbati Kato media veteran. So we come and defend the whole thing now. Y'all go tell them, Abu Sherry, y'all go tell people, Abu Sherry come and defend the veteran and will defend the veteran and put in category. We'll get the Bagbati Kato veterans and we'll get the objective professional veterans. We know them and we see them, right? So Philip Brenner, even in their cycle, media cycle, no. Right, but right now the play where Liberia is on the line, so we will not risk anybody. Right? I wonder why are people making it sound like some redemption draft by a vice president of the same regime that has tried to steal. 0776 104 104 086 500 104 and plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. Liberians are crying everywhere. Homes are being broken down illegally, violating human rights and decency. Good morning. Let's hear you.
Yeah, Abu, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning to Ega.
Mm-hmm.
This is the father of Sabu Rasta phone in for place to be exact this morning in Zimbabwe.
Go ahead.
You know, Abu, they forget about Philip Brown. You know, Philip Brown, these politicians are politicians who are better seeking politicians. They go after what they can get and forget about the Liberian people. But with the real Liberian people, we are watching the government because we are telling our black, we are telling our people, you know, Abu, the situation just speak for itself. The issue of the yellow machine, tell the people towards the yellow machine coming up to now, we're still waiting for the yellow machine, we see the yellow machine. They parade with the yellow machine. I don't know where the yellow machine is. Where the yellow machine located? Where is the yellow machine?
Okay, thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm fine. Let's hear you.
Thank you very much. My name is Aiba Tugure. I do join from Ghana Virtual Clinic. Thank you for all the talking point this morning. For the last statement, I very loud when you call Philip Brown a Babati man. A very Babati man. So we can't have a country that we have people that we so place confident in, that we able to speak to issues, but they put their summer friends. Where will Philip Brown come on with this type of statement to start to praise government? On what? On illegal tea? No, my brother, we the common people, as they were said about our president, we need to stay. We'll just stay and we'll just see that we can put a state document.
Okay, Philip will be there school. You'll be saying you'll be there school. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, I will. Please, for security reasons, I don't want to come. I just want to let you know something quick at the GSK. For the security to GSK, in the next, you get a patient to GSK. Something if you see a line to next, 12 to 1 thing, then they go to the gate. The security will put everybody under the fence. If you insist, they will drag you outside the ambulance. They won't woman. The security drag the woman outside the fence, GSK fence. Everybody that get patient, they can sleep outside the fence. In the cold, you see the woman.
So what then they can be dragging the people outside for now because they can't be here. They won't.
If you refuse, they get one there. They call in and rescue someone. I think someone rescue something. He get someone. It's policeman. He said they say him there for him to restrict the place. That nobody gets patient.
All right, okay. We will follow it and see what's up. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, good morning this morning.
Good morning.
I'm in mobile center and I'm from St. this morning. For me, I'm not surprised of what President Baka is doing in Latin America. But the president said in the 2023 campaign that he will dance with the devil. And when you dance with the devil does not give you anything free. So the heartlessness of these guys is what they are doing now. And you and I will know the many deaths and things that are going in the country. We know you and I will heard before that the last president was involved in human part selling. So these are things that Liberians should expect. These are things we saw. We knew it before we met you guys. So it's what now has been manifested. Look at, for example, you look at almost 50,000 of your citizens, people that you say you are governing, are going homeless. But for me, if I was in the show of those people, you organize yourself, you take your mattress, your everything, you can say, right on the carro. That Joseph Boateng said, you're so going to come to you. But you know that,
like build homes for the people, because in other countries, governments are building affordable housing. Since you're breaking the people, they hustle what they pay, you're breaking it, and you say, good morning, let's hear you. Morning. Morning. Hello. Hello. Okay, my man, we can't do that thing here. Talking. Hello. Good morning.
Yeah.
Morning. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Quality. I'm calling on the Chihuahua Rehab.
Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, man. At least we all know you helping us to get one or two ideas on politics. Yeah. I wish you well. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Hello, good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
I want to say thank you this morning for the program.
Our country Liberia, we just have to pray. But the problem there is that our leader is heartless. Yeah, Baka is very heartless. That is why some of us stood our ground and we talk to our brothers and sisters to make them to understand that the one that is leading you either direct you the right way or mislead you.
Mm-hmm.
But people never listen around here. So let me tell you something. Baka is just in the human form. You just see him in the human form. But the spirit that is deposited in him is not a spirit of love. It's not a spirit of love. Baka is not far.
Okay. Thank you. Preach it with the pastor preaching. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
I'm good. I wouldn't like to call my name because I want to give you any information.
Okay.
Yeah. There's a guy called Tony Lawa.
How do you call him? Tony what?
Tony Lawa. Is a natural guy. Tony Lawa.
Oh, okay.
He's a very, very hard man in this country. I'm only calling on this station.
He's a what? Bad man?
Very, very bad man. He put his tears, many like people are.
Okay.
Always in the habit of making people learn from them. Tony is really his face Lawa. Face Muti Lawa. I work for him.
Okay. So, is he associated with the budget factory situation?
Yes, this is it. And also again, we don't have that area to win. So double bridge. That machine parking even on the he's the one that he have places right
now. Oh, they got I don't know, they can call you Abacha, eh? Yeah.
So it's a very I'm only praying that I'm only appealing to this government that gave him job. Because I learned the government about the contract again.
But I remember government, you know the parliament. I think I know the person you're talking about. I don't know that. I'm just hearing that Lawa name, but at the Pillar Construction man. All right, thank you very much. Yes, I think a lot of people have been complaining about that dude though.
Morning.
Hello, morning.
Abacha you talking about?
Abacha, right?
Yeah, Abacha. Tony Lawa, Abacha.
Yeah.
Pillar,
yeah. Tony Lawa.
Yeah. The guy who had the
that him.
Go Mela factory there.
Even Iron Factory, Chocolate City, opposite Chocolate City, New Junction. Yeah. He also laid claim to a very large property there.
Yeah, he's the one.
Johnsonville, some part of Johnsonville again.
Exactly. He's the one. He always in the constant habit of claiming people land. I know he keep on Nigeria to claim land in Liberia, but I want to tell you. Look, let me tell you something, Abu.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday, I was driving going to Bravo Street. And then, before reaching the ERW market, Abu, the country getting terrible. There was a ballet in the Ghana must go, a very big Ghana must go there. I don't know, up to this morning, even it's still there yet, I don't know, because I'm not going on that side. They fold that person and put it in the Ghana must go there and sell it on the sidewalk.
Mm-hmm.
Before reaching to the ERW market where the children can do the artwork.
Yeah.
And you know that place? Okay. Before reaching there, that person got shooting out there, the bare boss, the hair, the beard, everything came up, folding up. A whole place was sting yesterday. So, that body here. Handsome, brother. What kind of country is this? What kind of country is this? The other time we saw somebody decapitate a body around the GSA junction in the drainage. That body was there, no hair on that body.
But Philip and Mariam for balance, the government doing well. So CDC CDC not coming back.
Yeah, you know.
That coming back, we talking here now.
We're not talking about coming back. What we're talking about here, one guy is killing people all everywhere. But what do I mean? If yesterday there was this unusual body in the street and people said George was killing, So it is now Baga trying to kill because he said he can rescue. You cannot come to rescue people and you continue to kill people like this.
Okay.
But everywhere on the street, you got Nigerian people laying here. You're doing nothing. You put over 75,000 human beings on the street. Only people dragging and tear gathering young babies. What is this? Say how you rescue people. Baga is a complete disgrace. Baga is an evil man. Baga has the demon resting in him. So Baga got no feeling for humanity.
Okay,
this is the kind of
the
president
demon
we want.
resting in him. Let's hear from another Liberian citizen. Idrissa, you're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good morning, my dear brother Abu.
Morning.
Yeah, let me say hi to Hagar. You know, Abu, I just want to say this because hopefully the 17th of July, when we are coming out, I pray this black guy, this puppet master, I pray that he shouldn't bring that his Kamajo and bring them all the police to damage our people. That only my fear and worry, Abu.
Okay.
Like that, yeah. You shouldn't carry with the Kamajo, they rebels. Like
All right, we'll close the border. No Kamajo will come. Aslantan, let's hear you.
Thank you very much for the recognition, Abu Sharif. And let me good morning to you and Hagar. And you know, Abu, I'm listening every morning you wake up that dead body around the place. Every morning you wake up police and police are brutalizing people. Every morning a recent in Foya, in Lofa County, there was a 19-year-old that lost a left in the prison of police custody. Can you imagine? Mr. Parker is recklessly running this country. Mr. Parker has taken this country to fairly check the country. But mind you, as the caller before me said, on July 17, you will see the resistance of the masses. When the masses get tired, when the masses
Okay, y'all hold out, or we coming to that conversation. But we are getting a report about a situation at Phoebe Hospital.
Yes, Phoebe
right?
workers are protesting.
For what? We can't confirm, but these things are happening.
But it's on live camera, and we can confirm that it is on live camera. And the caption is Phoebe is going down on a Buakai.
Phoebe is going down on a Buakai. Then I mean read the caption. The caption is written to reflect the condition on the Phoebe Medical Facility in Bon County. Prince Moi, the de facto vice president of the rescue government. There's a de facto government. They have the Konosa government. So Jeremiah Kun is the president, Prince Moi is the vice president, and they're running. So
Baga is currently just saying.
Then they get a weaver, publicity, on the other side. But let's recognize some of our folks following and commenting on the page. It's important.
Roland W2 says, I'm watching live. Thank you. Pablo Classic says, good morning, family. Boy Cowboy says, freedom fighters. Thomas Lasana. Thomas Lasana says, good morning, brothers. Ansu Coleman. Ansu says, I'm following from the Economic Freedom Fighters of Liberia. Siniki 3. Siniki says, good morning. CDC Papi Sources Keita for Life says, good morning, Freedom FM family. From Dupont Road, rescue turn to big excuse, manage your expectation for 2029. He says that. And then Chelsea Firstborn Yaya Kroma says, good morning to the Freedom FM family. My name is Yaya J. Kroma. I'm following the show from the western region of Liberia this morning. Thank you. Thank you. This person, Alaska P, says, watching from Eknes Care Clinic Research Center Sector 12, India. George S. Konya Jr. says, good morning, Freedom family. I'm watching from my residence in Brewerville City, New Israel community, and I am just waiting for my breakfast this morning for the Freedom family. So, okay, so let's go back down here to get something from down here. Tom Giza says, good morning. Great job. He says, great job, guys, watching across the Atlantic. Nimlan Wisse says, I'm following from Painesville City as the Cooper Road. And that is it. Fatu Kane, I am watching from Kakata. OG Greatness says, I'm watching from Topo Village. Let's continue here. Let's get you more of our comments. Chris Barkley says, good morning, guys. I'm watching from AB Tudborough. Rufus Coco Nivens says following. Okay. Amara Jala Kamara says, following from Brussels. Tom Gizel, I think we read that. Maya Joshua says, good morning, guys. I'm watching from District 6 GSA Road. Lawrence Bami says, good morning, Abu M. Sharif and Higa Ganda. Thank you guys for always keeping the public updated. I'm following the breakfast from my Guinea Road community residents in Gompa City, Nimba County. Oh, that's where I grew up. Yes. Maswell Nippon says he's following. Thank you, Maswell. Look man Connor says, good morning, Abu and Higa. I'm watching you guys from Grand Kipma County, King Jaw. Yes, thank you for following us. Talu Bue says, I'm watching from Carfield Dupont Road. James Lamy says, good morning, bro. Abu Abdullah Dukle says, I'm following closely from my Mount Barkley residence. Peters Emmanuel says, good morning, brothers. Good morning, Peters. Yasa Sharif says, good morning, guys. Good morning. My Yasa, long time. Nathan Page says, good morning, Freedom FM. I'm following or watching from Kakata. Peters Emmanuel read your comment previously. Jeremiah Farr says, good morning. I'm watching from Grand Julia County. It should be Grand Julia County, CVR Belt, District 2. Venetia's Junior Bar says, following you from District 16. Thank you, Venetia. Spring says, favor Mina. Princess says, good morning, Abu. I'm watching. Okay, so. Okay, Abu, I think we can close up on that.
So we can hold it right there. And so some have also been sending our text message, and so somebody confirmed that Chris Tony Lawa, remember, is Abacha, and he is a staunch UP supporter. During the period of the CDC, we did not hear so much about Abacha land grab, but since the return, but during the Ellen time, right, there was serious noise about land grab associated with this man, linked to him, and now we're hearing them again. So it confirmed that he is a Unity Party man, and that he mastered his craft during the Unity Party. When the Unity Party is in power, they allow him the opportunity to suppress poor Liberians and claim their land. And you know what? When I say some things, they will say, "Oh, but this is your country." I mean, this is your country. The laws must be respected. The code must be respected. But at the end of the day, this is your country. I listened to the phrase that we cannot be deported from this country. This is the only country that we cannot be deported from. So, but you're being disposed of your properties in the country. So, what is it? This is your country. But somebody is taking your land that you believe. So the government has to come in. You have to make the government come in. Right? How is the man laying claim to all of these properties? Right? So you have to make the government come in. You have to design a way to make the government come in. These things don't just happen, right? There are people in the government that's aiding and abetting these things to happen. The bravery to even go on a spree of land grab across the country with state security accompanying you, and and giving you all of the needed protection, the needed support, and tear gassing poor Liberian families, kids, babies are being tear gassed. Students are being forced out of school, and their parents are being dragged in the mud. Disgrace, right? This is your country. That's how much I can say. And then to conclude with this Mamu Fofana thing, I think it was an error. If anybody should regret, in a marriage with the CDC, between CDC and Mama Fofana, it has to be the CDC. Because you have this young brother who was there, had work, right? And they left him and pulled Mama Fofana on the ticket. They think friendship and politics don't mix. Politics has its own principles. And once you compromise the principles of politics and you apply friendship, and that's how you get disappointed, you get frustrated, and at the end of the day, because technically Mariam got on that ticket because her husband was associated with the government, right? Because her husband was associated, so he navigated away some kind of way and blah blah blah, and so Mariam surfaced in the last minute, and she did it on very selfish purpose. The district was tired with her already. From all indication, the district did not want Mariam Fofana, right? So they were clear for change. So because she did not want Sekou Kola to get it, being evil and selfish and mean and wicked, right? She said, okay, I will go in as a spoiler. Your biggest reliance will be the CDC, because coupled with the work the CDC had done in Lofa, right? And this may be associated with the CDC. If the man goes on the ticket, the slate will be clean for him. So I'm going to use my government power, right, to get your intention to join the CDC was not even clear. It was not clear.
The scheming.
Yeah. Just because you wanted to deny, and a fellow brother his time. You got that. And you don't want for all the talk. You don't want for all the talk. But anyway, who get time? Quite a bonus that not even get time for you when you talk, right? That is struggling, feeling regime take you seriously. You're not a kind of impressive example where, and this is you in people, countries like Ghana, and we're talking about moral voices, people who are supposed to come in the midst of crisis and speak, and then the people will be listening and all that. Now, failed politicians, disgraced politicians, your own family rejected you, they abandoned you, they left you, you hate all kind of way. They say, no, you're a devil, we can't continue with you. Our future will be disastrous if we should continue with you. And you want to come tell us today somebody tie your eyeball and enter you into political relationship, right? And because simply you wanted to deny a fellow brother an opportunity to serve his people, wicked, selfish, evil desire, and then you, in the last minute of time, you play all kind of things. I think your team will not know. We'll start calling names, we'll start all that. But anyway, folks, this is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. So let's take a break with Crime Stopper Liberia. And yes, when we come back, we move to something else. The folks from Stand already here. All right. And so we're going to be talking about that. Let's hear what's in the closet. This break, and we will be right back.
Musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime unfolded, don't take law in your hands for the right authority, that it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, in the sector to your door, whether you rich or you poor. If you see you must talk, enemy you check. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it before them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and make it before them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it. Crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner.
Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Cyan.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper, Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, let's stop it, crime for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia. Of Old Man Sam Cyan, continuing to do a very good job. Okay. But yeah, good morning and welcome back to the final lap of the conversation this morning. We're in conversation. So I was actually reading something from my man Emmanuel Tofe Degle of Mangibi Classic Radio. He made a post here, guys. Say Liberian politicians respect the people who can cost them and come back for cosmetic reconciliation. Now, Bwaka is talking to the warm off money expert causing. We'll play some of the recording. Well, one day we come on the show, we play all the cursing recording. All the cursing, man, cursing. And so enter Yata Bwaka, Katumu Yata Bwaka will be there. She'll be listening. I know she's not feeling well. She's been recuperating. She's home, but we'll play. So you hear the ball. Yeah, but didn't was Suya. Now what can hear me? I let the teen like can hear UP man. But now that you're the keke learning like me, no, I don't get time for you. Yeah, myself, I don't want to see level. I'm talking about your BB minister, the one where can go big to their gay, you're still ring beer, can you're small. I don't want me, I let you deal with. Now you're keke baking for scratch car, baking for horror. I get time for. Yeah. So, but yeah, let's go across. Here we have our brother and the others who join via other means. So let's go and they'll introduce themselves. Stan, representing the Stan Civil Society group here. They are engineering conversations around the citizens' action slated for July 17 this year. Gentlemen, good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Abu. I want to say good morning to you and good morning to the Liberian people listening in Radio Land. My name is Isaiah Toba, a strategic recruitment officer, Stan, and also Stan investigator. I'm also here with Makodi, who will introduce himself and we'll dive into the conversation.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah, so let me begin by saying good morning, Virgil.
You remove the cap so the people will see you on camera.
So I guess I'm okay now.
Okay.
Okay, that's great. So let me, like I said, good morning to you, and let me also register my greetings to our people in Radio Land. And this is my inaugural appearance on your platform.
Okay.
You know, I'm very much excited being here about this movement, speaking to the heart and soul of our people as it relates to the state of our nation. However, I am Lassana Fanta Kruma, the National Secretary General of the Youth Wing of We the People, July 17 protest.
Okay, we the people, enough is enough. Protest for change, right?
Yeah, sure.
So basically, I reached out to the chairman and I said, Chairman, I think it was important. We've heard a lot of news, a lot of noise about this. We the people. Once upon a time, former Senator Balu was claiming that we the people. So you're not settled that one. You're not fighting over we the people.
No.
So clearly not like you're the we the people.
We the people.
So he not we the people anymore.
No.
Okay. So we won't be before somebody say, oh my man, we the people, then you go interview the other we the people. So the country can be interesting.
Sure.
But anyway, so Isaiah is here, and of course Choco and the others will join us. In Liberia, when you hear protests, a lot of the people get afraid.
Okay.
Particularly when, owing to the history and all of that, and the condition that people are in, all of that. So it has to be for genuine cause or causes to want to rally Liberians to stand up, especially in a time where we're seeing brutal resistance from the regime on even workers of government trying to stage, go slow and all of those things as at concession area. We've seen a lot of these things, King Jaw and all of that. So talk to us about, first of all, the enough with the people protest action.
Yes. Thank you, Abu. I think it was very important that we come here and we discuss some of these relevant issues that has to do with we the people and why we the people should come out to protest and say to the government, enough is enough. The government came on a matter of change.
Okay.
The government came on a matter of change, and from the inception of the government, we have been entertaining misappropriation of government funds. We have been experiencing bad governance. We have been experiencing recklessness in the rule of law, and a lot of bad things have been happening across our country. Brutality and by state security actors, and we deem it necessary that at this point in time we must be able to rally the forces across the country and remind the government they came on a matter of change, not on a matter of brutality, not on a matter of taking our country backward. So if they have come with an intent of change, they should be able to do what is right for the Liberian people. So that is why we have come here to remind them that on July 17th, we will come out, and we are not just coming out in few numbers. We will come out in our minds to inform the government that the proceedings of its functions is totally wrong and against the existence of the purpose for which they got elected.
Okay, so you identify contradiction. The government came for change.
Yes.
It has been a little over 1 year, 1 year, 5 months, right? And you expect that this change should be here now.
Yes.
Isn't it too short a time?
No, it's not short. It's not short.
The government has 6 years mandate.
The government, look, change must begin on the first day of inauguration. As a serious-minded government, change must begin on the first day of inauguration. Your party say like institute, but in fact the necessary change that must bring back the breath of the Liberian people in a better society. And that's the change that they came for. But notwithstanding the change that they have come for, they have come with the act of brutality. They have come with the act of taking bread and butter from Liberian citizens who have been illegally removed from their different job places. And we are saying no. Stand as a civil rights movement. We understand there are lots and lots of civil society organizations in this country. Many of them are not speaking out today because perhaps they might be in bed with the government and appreciating the bad governance practices of what they are doing to Liberian citizens across the country. Today, nobody is care. No one cares to know what.
Are you accusing other civil society of being bad with the government?
We expect other civil society organizations to speak what is right for the Liberian people, because they think that they are the voices of the Liberian people. Those who cannot speak out, they are the ones who think they can speak out for them. Today, we have a bad economic situation in our country. People goes to bed on empty stomach. What are they doing? Stand has come up. Stand has come up as a civil rights movement, serving as a middleman between the Liberian people and the government, erecting the errors and infatuating what is right for our country. So that's why we are here. And Stand July 17 will be a day that will be remembered in history. If the president of this country has not getting in his actual presidential form, or if he has not been informed as to what purpose he get elected for, July 17 is going to remind him on the purposes for which he get elected.
Okay, let's go to the young brother. So you are from the youth, youth secretary, right?
Of course.
Okay, so let's hear from the young people. right? Why the thing is game over for the government and the citizen must rise up.
Yeah, so first, let me say this, Virgin. Abu, the word's freedom. The word freedom is never freely given. First, freedom have to be demanded for by those who are oppressed. In the simplest thing, it means the people who have been enslaved or the people who are enslaved, in order for them to be free, they must fight for their freedom. Because the individual who is enslaving them will never set them free without them demanding their freedom. And let it be made clear that protest is a constitutional right of every Liberian, regardless of your political status, regardless of your religious status, regardless of the colors of your skin, regardless of your educational status. For the fact that you are a Liberian living in Liberia, you have every right under Article 17 of the Liberian Constitution to protest. In fact, protest is one of the many means to which citizens are told through the Constitution to communicate with the government official as it relates to their happiness and satisfaction. So protest is not wrong. Protest is legal. It is constitutional. So
but it creates disruption in the economic activities of the country.
No, protest do not. Protest does not cause no disruption. In fact, what protest does, it informs the international panel and other people that yes.
But the kind of protest you are calling for is something that will stall, normal activities.
No, we are not calling for it. We are calling President Parker step down campaign. No, there's not.
No, I'm not saying that's what you're calling for. You're calling for mass protest.
Of course,
mass convergence of the people on the streets. Or where are you going to have it? Are you going to have it home? People are going to stay home?
It will be on the street. We have to take them to the street and have the regime.
If you take onto the streets will be, paralyzed. People will not be able to move freely.
No, people will be able to move freely because we'll govern ourselves. We are responsible people, right? We will be on the street. We are responsible people. We are aware that where our rest stop, there where another person already begins. So we will govern ourselves in accordance of the same law of which we are agitating to be respected. So we cannot be calling upon Mr. Parker to respect the law, while on the other hand we are violating the law.
Why are you protesting?
We are protesting because we believe that Liberia should be restored to constitutional democracy.
And what do we have now?
In fact, what we have now, in the simplest thing, we have a lawless state. The state of our nation has become insecure to the extent that Mr. Joe Parker has violated our constitution even more than President Doe. Hey, look, this is a glaring fact. Mr. Joe Parker has violated our constitution even more than President Doe. We were promised that there was going to be no business as usual, but what we are seeing now is only far than business as usual. Imagine when you come to the space of governance on the basis of doing business not as usual, it means that you should lead exceptionally, but not by an example, right? So it means that, let's take for example, Joshua was a president. Joshua was leading this country on the path, and you have come to do business not as usual. It means that you will lead the country on another path, but not by an example, right? So when we say to you, you are looking.
No, you lead the country better than what Joshua was
doing. Very good, better than what Joshua was doing, but on another path as well. Not even on the path Joshua was taking, because in your mind, the path Joshua was taking was the wrong path, right? So you came to the space of governance on your first year, or in your first year, you had the guts to spend 15.6 million of the people money off budget. Out of the 15.6 million, when you were asked to get a kind of 2 million, you could not explain. Where is the 2 million? You could not explain as it relates to what you did with the people 2 million. That is a violation of the people right. Let's forget about that. When you read Article 12E, right, of the NOCA law, it clearly states that with the exception of the president or the CEO of NOCA, every other deputy president, right, shall be appointed or nominated with the by the president of NOCA, approval, or shall be approved by the board of NOCA. I repeat, with the exception of NOCA CEO, the deputy president shall be nominated or appointed by NOCA CEO and shall be approved.
Thank you. Fair enough. The young people have been fully represented. I mean, that's just your intro. So let's go to the third man who is joining us. That's the diaspora liaison, Mr. William Bro. He's live. So, Comrade Bro, welcome. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. How do you do this morning? And hats up there to my great will be easy in the studio.
Okay. Yeah. Thanks a lot. So just give us your intro. Then when we are done, you send us your email. Just send you the link so the people can see your face as well.
Thank you very much. I think it will be very, very great. I'm Willen Wisepro, a great son of Liberia. I hail from Sino County. I live here in France, but always in Liberia. And we are country to be better. And so we support any democratic to put our government feet to the fire. So that's because we put them there. So that's why we are in today, and we are mobilizing people across Europe to stage the protest in Europe that we live. We're going to be also part of the protest in Europe. So that's why we are here. So you can send the link. Let me join through that video.
Meaning you guys going to be protesting in Europe?
Yes, we will be protesting.
I thought you were mobilizing, morally, financially to support the team here, so that it will be a big one.
We're not going to mobilize financially and morally, basically.
Okay.
Because we are global village. The people out here must know the decklessness and all of the manipulative criminal activities our government carrying on. They have to be aware. So our support will not only be financially, morally, it will be physically. We will be there to protest so that the white people too on the side or the European will know that this government is failing and the government must come on track so they too can signal to them.
Is the message resonating? Is the message resonating across Europe there among Liberians, the Liberian community?
One thing about Europe, the message always easy to resonate because of three reasons. Communication easy. They don't find it difficult to comprehend because the society is democratic. Nobody going to protest. Nobody going to beat you. It is our right here to protest. So here, when you send one message, everybody comprehend.
Okay.
No rigmarole. No rigmarole. How we can I will not come home. Me to the no fear here. Because any people society bound to fail. If you fearless, you make progress. Today, the Europe we live in, the Western world we live in, there were fearless people that took the lead. That today the generation benefiting. So if Liberia will make progress, the generation now must take the lead. Your refusal to take the lead, just know you will die in poverty. Your next generation will die in poverty. And it will be a perpetual dying in poverty. And that we must stop today.
Okay, thanks a lot, William. So kindly send out the email so that the gentleman will send you the link, and then because we want the people to see all of our speakers, these are very critical conversations. So let's do that with William, bro. But gentlemen, I know you've already set the basis on why you think it is time for Liberian to rise up. We'll come to the specifics on the different contradictions, like you said. But we also have to look at it. This is a country of law that many have claimed.
Okay.
And these situations, right? And these situations, the government have said there's a statement that was released by the Ministry of Justice that to engage in these kinds of processes, you must seek permission. Are you aware of that?
July 17 is a very long time from now to obtain our permit. And we think that the government, as a responsible government, they must do the needful to issue the permit to the people protest to be done, because the people voices need to be heard. Our mothers, our sisters, our brothers who have been marginalized in society, their voices need to be heard. So it is only with the people that their voices can be heard through this peaceful protest on July 17. And one thing that we can show you, Abu, July 17, we will come out on the street. Before July 17, this government will be mandated to issue a permit giving us our constitutional right to exercise our peaceful protest, reminding the government of what they continuously doing wrong in this country. So I can assure you that July 17 will protest by law and with all legal rights.
So somebody will say you've not gotten a permit, you've not been confirmed, the government have not accepted your request to protest. You've not actually presented a request, but you've gone ahead to plan. Why not get the permission, and then yes, you can move on now with your date and when you want to stage?
No. We didn't need to get the permit before amassing the Liberian people to come out to protest. The Liberian people are set for July 17, and this government cannot stop it. There is absolutely nothing that the government can do to undo the assembling of the Liberian people on July 17, on the banner with the people.
All right. Thank you very much. So we actually have been joined by the chairman of STAN, and of course the man, the lead organizer for the July 17th Citizens Action, and he intends to weigh in. So, Chairman Molu, good morning. Welcome. You're live on Freedom FM.
I'd like to say good morning to the members of the institution in the studio. Doing a great job. It's called to propose me.
Okay.
So first of all, and by question you are asked regarding ownership of the people is the opening period by law constitution of democratic nations around the world, even Liberia.
Okay.
So page of the constitution is opened. First that you are met with is of the for anyone to be under the position, you can trademark the right to ownership of the preamble of the constitution is to in the regular place that you can country as an which is flawed reasoning and it's business. Not open to launch a baseless feeble attack against base movements and set for July 17. The ballot wants to remember something. Everyone
Chairman, we're actually struggling with the network. It keep breaking through. I don't know if you can just shift a little bit.
Okay. Can you now?
Yeah. Okay. Better.
Right, so I was establishing the face of attacking
ownership to we the people, right? Okay. Let me see. Probably WhatsApp will be much better. Let me try on that end and see. This is important. The chairman was basically trying to speak to issues about the ownership of we the people, as we saw former Senator Maryland County. You can remember, right?
Yeah, listen.
Okay. Hello, Chairman. Hello, Chairman. Chairman, let me call you to the WhatsApp and see. Probably that would be much better because these. Let me do. Probably that would be better because Orange. These people, I don't know what is unfolding with the network. The moment the weather trembles a little bit, you begin to encounter problems. So, but yeah, there are specific questions actually we want to ask Chairman Molu, right? This is quite important. So yes, this is Freedom 87.9, and of course we are discussing issues pertinent to news about a citizen protest being organized and planned by STAN, for July 17th of this year. What do they have in stock? Why now? And of course, why should people protest? Why should Liberians join Mobile Molu to protest? Okay, please, never, please give us the chance. Let's. Okay, there's a particular question I want to ask Chairman Molu. It's very important here. This thing, and it was made, and the utterance was made by the LBS director. Chairman, you're live.
I hope I'm clear now.
Very clear now.
So thank you. So I had sort of made reference to the former Senator Balut, who has now landed an appointed position in Nigeria as ambassador, based on his attacks evidently on We the People, which I try to explain is the opening preamble of the constitution of democratic countries around the world, including Liberia. So for anyone meant to think that they can own the preamble or the constitution of a country, is to businessly claim that you can also own the entire country. So now that has paid off. He has now been appointed as ambassador, which has become the latest scam. So all you have to do now is to pretend to have the ambassador to attack the July 7th protest, and you will have brown envelopes coming your way. And I have reasons to believe that the Liberian media cannot be bought. People like you, people like Oliver, Austin, Abraham, Seiko, etc., cannot be bought. Regardless, they are still making attempts to send emissaries to newsrooms to try to suppress fight, to try to bury truth. But regardless, truth comes to the ground rises again. This is irreversibly set for July 17th, and we will be out. I will be there. I will not allow me to be there. That is, if if I'm shot dead. Even as I have instructed revolutionaries of this process that my will requires, if I fall before the 17th of July, my coffin will be carried on the shoulders of revolutionaries in the hundreds of thousands that will stand tall in defense of the masses on the 17th of July to call attention to the egregious abuses of the Constitution, the rule of democratic governance, etc.
Okay.
But that said, now I'd like you to permit me to just quickly, in less than 3 minutes,
please go ahead.
In supporting the brilliant job the guys are doing, help establish the fundamental premise of the July 17th march. First of all, there are 6 guiding pillars of the 17th protest, and the 6 pillars are governance, 2, economic mismanagement, social decline, country, security, police brutality, and human rights abuses, weaponization of rights and property injustice, political accountability, and democratic renewal. These are the 6 basic fundamental pillars of the July 7th, to the fundamental basis of the hundreds of thousands of Liberians on the streets of Monrovia.
And these are the pillars giving rise to the protest, right?
Yeah, those are the pillars. And I want, if you don't mind to go to the details of the 6 government, the fundamental pillars of the protest. In detailed form, why we are rising on the 17th of July to call attention to these 6 pillars that have been grossly undermined by the Boakai-Kun governance process. Why? Now, this is going to be a call for justice, for reform and renewal of our country. That means comprehensive reform after almost 200 years of existence as a country. It's so much a shame that Liberia, that is almost 200 independent country in Africa, appears to be the least developed infrastructurally, economically, in terms among communities.
And you want to hold the Boakai-Kun administration responsible for that.
Are you hearing me?
I'm hearing
you. Am I coming clearer?
Yeah, you are. Go ahead.
That they as one of the mandate of the election was to implement implement the arrest agenda.
Correct.
So, Abu, are you hearing me?
I'm hearing you, Chairman. Go ahead. So I'm basically asking: do you want to hold the Boubacar Koum administration responsible for the over 200, like you said, since the foundation of Liberia, governance misgivings? Do you want to hold the Boubacar Koum administration?
We are not holding. We are taking steps to ensure that reform in the life of the Liberian state, reform in the existence of the state, reform in the living condition of the people is delivered. We are holding the Boubacar Koum principle under their watch. While accelerating a national debate that will determine a reversal of the almost 200 years of existence of policing the democratic abuses and the lack of infrastructural progress in the state. So we are holding them accountable to this thing. So, but fundamentally, what they've done is management, the abuse of the law, rapid economic corruption, police brutality, restrictions on free movement of citizens like motorbike riders are fundamental violations to which they will be held accountable. Now, so let me now move on to
but Chairman, just before you move. You wouldn't veer off, but this is important for clarity, right? This is important. The 6 counts that you've enumerated, the government has argued that
now 6 counts,
okay.
6 pillows,
6 pillows,
6
okay.
fundamental pillows.
Okay,
which constitute the 6th manifesto of the July 17th mass-based non-violent protest.
Change towards these 6 pillows, right? The government has argued is through process, not instantaneous.
Don't put the cat before the house. I simply outlined the 6th manifesto of the protest. You need to have the details as to accelerate or form consistent with the details of that pillow. So let me first enumerate to you the details of the pillow. Okay. You may not come with follow-up questions. Now, mind you, I'm just supporting. We have competent studio guests that were taken from there. I'm just providing background support. They are competent. They are quite to the task to do their job. Now, so I named for you 6 fundamental manifesto pillows of the protest. I will not give you the details. Now, the first I enumerated was governance. On a governance, governance and the rule of law, of course, and open disregard for the rule of law and democratic principles. In a country that does not have respect for the rule of law, especially in a democratic institution or a democratic society, is for. Where there's rule of law, it is a rule of law that establishes respect for towards institutions to the entire country. So once the rule of law is being abused, it is being done by the President Joseph Boakai.
For example,
who, instead of being exemplary, he has become architect of lawlessness. Then that's a problem. So under government, we have persistent and open disregard for the rule of law and democratic principles. We have extrajudicial killings, mysterious deaths, and disturbing reports of ritualistic murders, often involving misreported parts. Rampant corruption and chronic misuse of public funds without accountability. Repeated constitutional violations, the protection of tenured positions. This was one of the fundamental baselines of abuse of this government when it was inaugurated just a year and a half ago. Okay. Systematic dismissal of public servants perceived as opponents of the regime. Just because somebody is not a member of a particular party in power does not provide the basis for them to be witch hunted. This has become rampant under this regime. It has to be halted. So, constituting one of the fundamental baselines for the July 17 and hundreds of thousands. So then, under this particular pillow, we will be demanding on the 17th the immediate dismissal and prosecution of all government officials credibly accused of corruption with valid evidence to show. That ends the pillow or detail on governance, and rule of law. So, which is economic mismanagement and social decline. Economic mismanagement is pillar 2, and social decline. That details a deteriorating national economy, pushing citizens deeper into poverty. You go on the streets, you see poverty. It was bad yesterday. It is even worse today. It has gone up. It has accelerated 3 times over. That has to be halted. Liberians do not the poverty or the live in the embarrassment because they lack the economic or the viable economic availability to further their life and further basic living standard as Liberian citizens. So that's a deteriorating national economic decline, which is pushing citizens deeper into poverty. Failure to significantly raise the salaries of low-income earners and reduce the excessive pay and benefits of government officials as they promised. They are promised that there will be an equilibrium of balance in the disbursement of paychecks across the country to top government officials on the one hand versus civil servants. That was only the gap between the haves and the have-not in terms of employee government position of top government employees and civil servants has only become acute. It's even growing astronomically. That has to stop. You got a situation where the fee for a generator of a particular public servant economic justice, it has to be corrected.
Okay.
So then we have widespread neglect of Liberia's healthcare system, leaving billions without adequate care, collapse of the public education system. Look at MCSS is completely dilapidated. The welfare of students is a shambles, is not a priority under this government, whereas incurring recurring expenditure in drove. This has to be transformed. This has to change because our youth constitute our future. When the youth is not prioritized, it becomes a very dangerous premise for social decline, social upheaval, and the undermining of democratic governance moving into the future.
Okay.
So abandonment students, Liberia's greatest untapped resources. I just enumerated that. So on the 17th, we will also be demanding a full review of all concession agreements that deprive Liberia of its rightful share of mineral wealth. Concession institutions, the concession industry is lopsided. They are taking hundreds of millions out of the country. You have a compromised government that is only playing up to them, oozing up to them while they exploit their gross resources. Natural resources are not meant to last forever. As Liberia continues to trade our resources without benefit of concession areas, what happens to us when your gold and diamond runs out? When your natural resource base runs out? What are we going to be reliant upon as a country to develop our country? When these concession companies are cheating Liberians every day, you go to King Joe, Grand Kemon County, you go to Bokon Jide, Sino County, you go to Utu Mountain, Grand Jide County, you go to Nimbag. It's the same. Concession companies are exploiting our resources, and nothing is being left for our people. Nothing is being left for the benefit of our educational system, our healthcare system. Not even pipe on running water is available. So that's so we should be making that demand. Also, but three.
Tell me, I wanna also do it like this because of time.
So I'm ending now. I'm on to three now. Security, police brutality, and human rights abuses, arbitrary arrests, unlawful detentions, and the use of torture, widespread police brutality against innocent civilians, routine harassment and intimidation of peaceful citizens, including market women, petty traders, and motorbike riders. On motorbike riders, they beat them every day without justification. The police beat them, take their money, seize their bikes, and have to most times go pay money to police desiring perhaps as a business to release motorbike which operators did not commit a crime, but simply because they are freely moving about to make their business, the police must find people to exploit. So motorbike rather become easy target. They beat them, they arrest them, arbitrarily put it beyond bars. This is wrong and has to also stop. So that's pillar 3. That's pillar 3.
Mm-hmm.
And so
you just want to send the rest of the thing and then overtime or something, because we have just 10 to 9 minutes, and so you can just
and I'm
cover.
ending. So let me end quick. Let me get run through it. Let me just browse through the pillows. And so illegal restrictions on the movement and level of and motorbike riders will be one of the fundamental pillars of the protest on the 17th, and we will demand the immediate removal and prosecution of top law enforcement officials guilty of human rights abuse. Human rights abuses, beating people, the police bosses that presided over the killings at King George there will be a process on that day to ask for their dismissal. Now, table 4, weaponization of the judiciary. A justice system increasingly used as a political weapon to silence dissent, intimidate critics, and provide land rights. And selective and politically motivated demolition exercises affecting poor and powerless Liberians. We will all then reform to protect small landowners from exploitation by the wealthy and the well-connected. Look at what happened in factory. Look at what is happening in Congo Town. You have the government say the building, they come and build overhead bridge. They destroy the properties of ordinary people. But the same area that they want to build overhead bridge, which led to destruction of properties of small business owners and Kalando ups down. It is protected. So it's not about development, it is selective demolition exercise that is victimizing innocent people. Look at Nipo Street. They went down there and just start breaking people's homes. You see they're coming wrong, a sewage line. But you go there, you see the homes of Lebanese people standing up, homes of the wealthy standing up. So it is a selective targeted demolition exercise of the ordinary Liberian citizen that will be challenged. Now, with that said, you are asked one of our hosts on the radio as to whether we will be asking for a permit. Under the Liberian Constitution, which is supreme, paramount, and it is inalienable that every citizen of the country, group of citizens of the country, have the right to freedom. There's no place in the Liberian Constitution requiring an organization, a group of people, or a citizen to seek permit as a basis to protest. We are not going to seek a permit to exercise or fulfill our fundamental democratic right. There will be no need for that. I was on Spoon not too long ago. The justice minister came up, and I'm glad he said that they're not going to attempt to stop the protest. They're not going to arrest anybody. They didn't say that. They simply said when you stage a peaceful protest without getting a permit, you are in violation of the law. That is not true.
Did they say the law that you're in violation of?
As interpretation, but he didn't give it. They were not make reference to a law. They will make reference to an act of 1975, and that act is subservient to the revised Constitution of Liberia in 1986, when the Constitution was revised, and which now provides the fundamental superior pillars of governance of our country. So we will not seek a permit. We are not going to seek a permit. Of course, as a people that respect the rule of law and democratic governance, we will write government and give them details and give them acquaintance of our activities on the 17th, which is different.
And there is an important claim I want you to address, and you will find it very interesting to address. I know. Once you have the time, you want to speak about everything, but we are pressed with time. So, and this claim is coming from one of the government spokesperson, so to speak, the head of the Liberia Broadcasting Corporation, LBS system. Fagon. He has claimed, as reported, that your diaspora-based fundraiser committee is conniving with the U.S. government to bring war to Liberia. I think this is a very grave claim against your organization and your movement.
That my diaspora-based fundraising committee is conniving with the U.S. government, with the government of the United States to bring war to Liberia.
Exactly.
Is that what he said?
Exactly.
Are you sure that's what he said?
I am telling you.
If he said that, then that's how to be the official position of the government of Liberia. If that's what he said, which is not surprising.
Is that your response to it? That
we want to conduct a thorough. I'm coming. First of all, that statement does not deserve
Yeah, hello, you're live. The portrayal, your group and your action has been portrayed as an attempt to undermine stability and peace in the country, and these are grave allegations. Like Liberians are listening that may want to join in, so they. Yes, sir.
Quoting you.
Mm-hmm.
You have laid that quotation squarely on the feet of the government of Liberia. Now you said.
I am telling you that there are credible reports, right?
Government spokesperson.
That Mr. Eugene Fagan claimed in a podcast, right, that the diaspora-based fundraising committee of STEM for the July 17th protest is conniving with elements within the U.S. government to bring war to Liberia as a means of dissuading Liberians for joining in with your protests.
Now, first of all, as I said earlier, that is not true. That is far-fetched and does not even deserve the dignity of a response. But mind you now, mind you, if it is true, it will mean that the government of Liberia is accusing the United States government or elements in that government of attempts to overthrow this government on the rule of law and plunge the country into war. That's what you are saying. That's why you claim that since it has not been renounced by any sense, if the statement was made according to you, then we take it to being an official position of the government of Liberia. Now, I'm not spokesman for the United States government, but I can tell you that they've made tremendous contribution to Liberia's health and viability between 1847 and 2025. They spent more than 5.
So the question is raised around the integrity of your fundraiser, your diaspora fundraiser committee. The question is raised around the intent and integrity of the committee.
That has been spending money on preserving rule of law, preserving democratic governance. To accuse them of that kind of thing is grave and dangerous, and I think it is not fair to them. But let me tell you this: it is not the U.S. government that just undermines the rule of law. It is not the U.S. government that tries the ruling of the Supreme Court. That just actually removed a speaker and planted a regime speaker who was elected outside the rule of law. It is not the U.S. government that is stealing or sapping public resources. It is the government of Liberia that continues to incite public action by the egregious abuses of constitutional power and democratic governance. So they want to lay that blame now on the U.S. government. Well, I can't speak for them. They have their spokesperson. Let me say this. Our fundraisers are credible Liberian citizens who are working in Liberian communities in Europe, in the United States, even in Liberia. We are launching a GoFundMe, and the brothers in studio will get the link to you so you will publish to the public. We rely on ordinary Liberian citizens to contribute to this process today. Now, so our fundraising is not from politicians, it's not from governments around the world, it's from ordinary Liberians like you, like those in the marketplace, like those selling William Market, those selling Better Point Pepper, Shushan Boys, petty traders. Okay. These are the people that we rely on to raise substantial support for our process. We are not aligned with we don't have any agenda in the first place to undermine rule of law or overthrow government. We are a pro-democratic civil rights movement that love this country, that believe in non-violent processes, that will come out in our more than 100,000 on the 17th to demand accountability. So if there will be
Chairman, lastly, are you sure that Liberians are going to buy in? Are you sure that Liberians are going to turn out? Are you sure with all of the intimidation, with all of what they have experienced? You saw the King George situation. You saw the one with some Liberians that were demanding respect for the rule of law in the capital impasse, how they were resisted and all those, sending fear and panic among citizens. You think they're going to join you in this, your demand for justice on July 17th?
Liberians will turn out in their hundreds of thousands. They shall not be intimidated. They shall not be molested. They shall not be subjected to fear
by the brutality or the threat or the challenge that the Nigerian government appears to be prepared to unleash. Our people will come outside, nothing will stop them. No barrel of the gun, no threat of plenty bumper vehicles, no threat of drugging people. There are plenty of drugging people cars, plenty guns in people's cars, and lie that protest organizers are involved in stuff that should have been arrested. So nothing. The only thing that will stop Moba and Molu and coming out on that day is perhaps if I'm assassinated or if I'm killed. The 17 are instructed revolutionaries.
Chairman, we will have to redo your appearance.
Carry on the shoulders of our people on that to be peaceful, but we will not back down. We will not be relentless in that once and for all, this country is put back on the trajectory for democratic people. And on the 17th, for us, we are not doomed.
All right, Chairman Molu. I'm sorry I have to hold you there. We're going to have to take few calls. We're already out of time. But I encourage you to keep listening. I'm going to play the audio and then you listen to Fagon for yourself. Okay? Okay, fair enough. So that was Chairman Moba Molu, the lead organizer and, of course, the head of the STAND Civil Rights Organization in Liberia, elaborating more on the details of why they intend to stage this protest against the government of Liberia on the 17th of July this year, plus other issues that we needed to clear with him. There are too many things on his plate, and of course, we'll have to bring him in studio. But gentlemen, you listen to your chairman, and I know you're principally in agreement with all he have said, right? Yeah. So what we'll do? Let me just play this audio, and then we'll take probably 2-3 calls because we have to gauge citizens' reaction, and then we come to you for your party.
Your mother. You blasted her. Oh, I want to go tell her, Grandpa, that when I'm married to that come a thing sports complex for us. Where's spring?
Okay, it is so very long. So what I'm going to do, I want the chairman to just listen. It's a whole podcast he had, right? But the records, so I'm going to cut exactly right there and send it to the chairman so he listen and then Stan has it for themselves and can decide how they will want to respond. So let's take few calls: 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104. Let's hear what Liberian thinks about the action that's about to be taken. Good morning.
Good morning,
Go ahead. Do you support the protest?
Yes, I support, but I have something to say.
All right, thank you. Time is not enough, so let's know. Do you agree with the protest or not?
Hello?
Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, my dear brother. How are you?
I'm fine. Do you agree with Chairman Molu and the protest or not?
Yeah, before I say anything, let me just come in quickly. My name is Mohamed Aziz. I'm representing District 17 when it comes to the issue of STEM because I am a member of STEM representing District 17, especially the background from where I am.
Okay, so that means you agree. Oh, why all the phones ringing? Hello, good morning.
Good morning. My name is Ezekiel Mohamed. I'm calling from Chicago Factory. And I think you were asking me if the citizen will come home. The first person to on my brother must come on.
Okay, so for Chicken Factory, the government said they not face your rule, they sending water, you still come out to protest. Okay, line is bad, so let's take our man Derek King. Basically, we just want to know whether you agree with the terms of the protest and you will come out.
Is a wealthy venture, and I think everywhere within Liberia is a protest 110%.
Okay, so this other person here. Good morning. Good morning. Oh, that color went off. So 2 more calls, right? To hear what Liberians think. No, we will have a part 2. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu Sharif.
Good morning.
Well, this is Mohammed Donald Sifana Jonia. But I'm staying with Boba Molu. The protest will be with it. The protest will happen.
Okay, staying with Mora Molu. Let's hear. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Let me say good morning to the brothers in studio. This is the voice of Abd Kanen, the national gatekeeper.
National gatekeeper. Do you stand with the protest, or do you think it's too early for protest action of that nature?
Abu, I join you from the borough of you. When you look on the faces of the ordinary people, there's a need to call the government to action. So I'm from that institution. I will not say
as a Liberian citizen, do you? I'm not asking for your institution position. As a Liberian citizen, do you support the action?
Like I said, if you look in the faces of the ordinary.
All right, thank you very much. And so we hold you right there. And folks, we got to just wrap up. Time is way fast. Right?
Yes, and I hope they can schedule so that we have more time. This conversation requires more than 2 hours.
Yeah, certainly. It's clear that 1 hour is insufficient.
1 hour is insufficient. Because even the core-in segment could take, if you just open the lines now, Liberians will want to talk until we say, hey.
Because you want to be sure whether this is what Liberian think or not. So, open a line. We just took like 8 to 10 calls, and all of them are in the affirmative.
So actually, the planners and organizers of this entire protest still got more work to do. I think you got over 40 some odd days that you need to do intensive media engagements and publicity, so Liberians get to know what it is and why it's necessary and important for them to form a part of this entire program. So yes, it's a good step to at least express whatever your issues are to the government. But more needs to be done to ensure that it succeeds.
That's correct. So, gentlemen, you have the time to give us your last words and a bit of farewell.
Okay, so let me say thank you so much for having us in your studio, and let me say many thanks to our lead advocate in Chairman Mowa K. Mori Jr., who with his wisdom, Liberia is going to transform from worst to best. Today, our presence here is being manifested by the calls that came in, confirming their support to today's July 17th protest. And let me say this to you, Abu, before I depart the studio. Look, the backwardness of this country is because of the reluctantness of the Liberian people. We have not had the intention to stand up and speak out for our right.
Okay.
So
the reluctance of the
Liberian people. And this time around, the Liberian people are decided on the banner with the people to stand up and speak for the right and advocate for the right thing to be done in Liberia. And to say goodbye to lawlessness, bad governance by Joseph Boakai and his administration. Let me say thank you so much.
Okay.
Yeah, so thank you. And let me say thanks to you, Abu, and thanks to everyone according to support and endorse the July 17th march, peaceful march. And let me also extend my greetings to Chairman Molu. Like I said initially, every movement has its own reason for which there should be struggle. If 6 years ago the cause of the struggle was about the building of condominiums, then the cause of the struggle today be about the massive increase in ministerial killing. In fact, we have just been told by the Ministry of Justice that a young man, a 19-year-old young man called Yapawuro, was killed in police custody. Imagine, the police arrested the man in the presence of the police, the man died. So the police is informing us that even that custody is not even safe for Liberian anymore.
Okay.
So because of that, we believe that every Liberians will govern themselves and get onto the street and have Mr. Joe Parker informed that Liberia is not his enterprise, Liberia is not his farm, and he must govern Liberia according to the will of Liberians and not according to the will of the Tantan Parker, or call it orientation or what are doing things. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And so, William Brock, can you conclude quickly? As William, we are closing. So your parting comment, my brother.
thank you very much, Abu, and the chairman was very much, he was unequivocal, very absolutely clear, and the guys in the studio there. Look, we must put these people feet to the fire. They are trying to test the water to misbehave in the future. So, man, that cannot misbehave on us nose. We can't tolerate that. People who learn their life already cannot come and intimidate us in this modern time, no.
Okay.
In the modern time, we are brave men and we
okay.
The mantle authority in our hand to tell them to comply. So thank you very much, Labrembo. They should come for India mass on July 17 to put our government feet to the fire democratically. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much for joining. And so that's how we wind the curtains. The team has been here from Stan, talking to us about exactly their planned protest on the 17th. Hey, we got to go home.
We'll be here on tomorrow for the midweek edition of the program.
And we may likely have a podcast, but let's see. Let's work the details. And of course, tomorrow promises to be even more intriguing. Until we meet you, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.